finally gotten to the regular season. After months of waiting, a pandemic wiping through the land, putting the world in a frenzy, and having this pandemic cancel preseason, we have finally reached the 2020 NFL regular season. COVID-19 could not stop the NFL's plans. Nothing stops the Shield from their destination. The NFL gives zero fucks. They will do whatever it takes to get their goals and get their agenda. And for anyone saying that there will be no NFL season this year, all I have to say is, it smells like bitch in here. How's it going, everybody? C-RadTV back. We are finally back at it for the 2020 NFL regular season. The climax to end this fucked up year. Because this year has been fucking dog shit. One of the worst years since fucking 2001. Like, goddamn. Anyway, we have ourselves a season, another year of Lions football getting ready to go for the Honolulu Blue Brigade. As for week 1, they have a test against a division foe. The team that we like to turn into a punchy bag for WarWeek. The Shitoilet Care Bitches. Yes, we're playing the fucking Bears this week. So, some notes on the Detroit-Chicago rivalry. So, of course, Chicago's won the last 4 straight meetings against Detroit, sweeping the last 2 years. Chicago's all-time best consecutive wins record is when they won 11 straight meetings against Detroit from 1946 to 1951. Detroit's longest win streak against the Bears has been 6 games, which has been done twice, from 1968 to 1970 and 2013 to 2015. Chicago leads the all-time head-to-head series 101, 74, and 5. However, since 1966, Chicago has won 54, 52, and 1 against the Lions. So, ever since the Super Bowl era began, Detroit has kept it close with Chicago. It's been dead even. Something's got to give, though. So, of course, last year for the Lions, they were 2-6 at home. Chicago was 4-4 on the road. Now, let's take a look at this year's Bears roster. So, for the starting quarterback for this week, the Bears are going with Mitch Trubisky. Mitch Kissin' Titties. So much for bringing in Big Dick Nick. You brought your starting Trubisky. Think of this, Chicago. You had a chance to get either Cam Newton or Jameis Winston on a $1 million salary. And then you pass on both of them. You then trade a 4th round pick to Jacksonville to get Nick Foles. And then guarantee Foles $21 million. Only to start Mitch Trubisky anyway? Like Ryan Pace, that's some 10 out of 10 GM skills right there, you fucking dumbass. But yeah, I feel like I'm Nick Foles and Trubisky. I feel like they're going to swap the roles constantly. I feel like it's going to be Matt Nagy playing the hotter hand. Like, I feel like the starting job between Foles and Trubisky is going to be switched around like it's hot potato. Running backs, the key running back here is, of course, David Montgomery, who had a really good rookie season last year. Even led the Bears in rushing last year. So yeah, really solid pickup from the Bears from the draft back in 2019 out of the 3rd round. Their offensive playmakers, of course, you got Jimmy Graham, who's coming near the end of his career. You also got Cole Kmet, the rookie out of Notre Dame. You also got Anthony Miller, who's one of the return specialists on the Bears. And you got Allen Robinson, too, who's been one of the top receivers for the Bears. So, yeah, really got our work cut out there. On defense, though, a lot of their playmakers will be back, like Blair Nichols. You also got Eddie Goldman. And you got a Keaton Hicks, who will be back after he missed most of last season with an injury. So, we're going to watch out for them there. The linebacking core did take a bit of a blow last year with the loss of Leonard Floyd. But they were able to find his replacement with Robert Quinn. So, there we go. But can Quinn keep up the form he once had before? But also in the linebacking core, you got Khalil Mack, the main face of the defense. You also got Danny Trevathan and one of the quiet leaders on it, Roquan Smith. The secondary, it's full of playmakers like Kyle Fuller, Tashawn Gibson. You also got Eddie Jackson, and you also got the top rookie, Jalen Johnson. Going to be interesting to see what they do with that there. So overall, the Bears' offense last year was ranked 29th. They were 25th passing the ball and 27th running the ball. The defense was a top 10 unit for the Bears, ranked 8th. They were 9th against the pass and 9th against the run. So, top 10 all around. So, that defense is nothing to underestimate. Of course, the head coach for this group of Bears will be Matt Nagy for the 3rd season. And, of course, the Bears will also have a new offensive coordinator in Bill Lazor. So, it will be a new offense that we haven't really seen yet from the Bears. So, we won't know what the Bears truly will do until week 1. So, the Bears will have the element surprise on us for week 1. And, of course, the defensive coordinator will be Chuck Pagano in his 2nd season. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting matchup. Of course, for this game, there will be no fans in attendance. There will be no fans allowed at any Lions home games until November at the earliest. So, yeah, the first 2 Lions home games will have no fans. This even includes the Week 4 game against the Saints. But they will be allowed to bring in fake crowd noises. And the Lions are also doing that thing with the cardboard cutouts. So you can be there in spirit. No, I didn't get a goddamn cardboard cutout. I ran out of time. I debated about it, but I passed. So yeah, of course, last year, Lions played against the Bears without Stafford. They had to play with Jeff Driscoll and then David Blough. Like, the Bears easily, that defense is nothing to underestimate. That defense is pretty good, solid, when given the right opportunity. So, yeah. The big keys, of course, is going to be, we got to shut the run down. We also got to pressure Trubisky, because Trubisky always folds under pressure. So we put Trubisky out on his ass, that offense won't be shit. And, offensively, we got to find a way to get that ball downfield and get some points. We got to get points on the board. No doubt about it. So, of course, tough game to call. Oh, yeah, by the way, the Lions are favored for this game by 3 points. Really solid point spread there. Like, I'm not really sold on the Bears. Like, the Bears had one of the worst drafts out of all the NFC North teams in the draft this year. Especially with Cole Kmet. Solid player, yes, but at the time, that was the 10th tight end they had on their roster. Like, 10 fucking tight ends? Come on, dog. Jeez Louise. But yeah, of course, we Lions fans, we want to win this game, we always want to beat Chicago. We always know the Detroit-Chicago rivalry is very deep, with the Pistons and the Bulls rivalries during the Michael Jordan era and Isaiah Thomas. You also had the Red Wings and Blackhawk rivalries of old. Not as much of a rivalry anymore when the Red Wings relocated to the East, but you get the point. You also got the Tigers and the White Sox, which Tigers usually own the White Sox like the back of their hand. Well, maybe not as late or as recent now with the Tigers still rebuilding, but yeah, you get the point. So yeah, of course, Chicago, one of the biggest rivals to Detroit. We always want to beat them. We hate, the Chicago can't stand us, we can't stand Chicago. Like, everyone says the Packers is the rival we can't stand losing to the most. Fuck that. The rival I can't stand losing to the most is the fucking Bears. Can't stand those fucking clowns. I especially can't stand that fucking jackass on YouTube, Judah Tribe. You know where I stand with that. And in fact, for this year, I am protecting myself during this pandemic and from all of Jackass Tribe's bullshit, as I have my official COVID-19 face mask. So yeah, with this face mask, I will be protected from all the diseases in this world. And I will also be protected from any delusional bullshit Judah Tribe spews out of his fucking mouth. So yeah, really covers the face very well. I can always put a piece of tape in there so that none of Judah's shit can get slit right through. So yeah, I have really come prepared for during this pandemic. So yeah, I got myself a Terminator mask. Time to terminate Jackass Tribe for good. Hey, by the way, Judah Tribe, hasta la vista, motherfucker. But yeah. Like, I'm not gonna spend much of a hate week on Jackass Tribe unless he makes a video worth my fucking time. Because you look at all the other last couple years of WarWeek between me and Judah Tribe, What have I not said about him that hasn't been said? I think I've thrown everything about Judah, exposed Judah Tribe in almost every way. I think I've thrown everything except the fucking kitchen sink. And all Judah Tribe does in his hate weeks is just say the same old regurgitated bullshit. Over and over and over. Like, look at his hate weeks. His hate week is literally the same hate week he's had for like the last 5-6 fucking years. Like, it's fucking boring. It just makes Judah predictable. It just means it's an easy way for us to counter his stupid delusional bullshit. Plus, we all know Judah Tribe is fucking trolling. And hell, Judah Tribe's a fucking terrible troll anyway. Let's put this in perspective. I've been trolling the NASCAR boomers for the last 3 months. In the last 3 months, I've done a better job at pissing off NASCAR boomer fans than Judah Tribe has done at trolling this fan base for the last 10 years. I'm even a better troll than Judah. Judah, I could do this trolling gig better in 3 months than you have in a fucking decade. And keep in mind, Judah, I'm saying all this shit with a sore fucking throat. So what does that fucking say? But yeah, I honestly say the Lions should win this game. You know, let's start the season off with a W. Get on the fucking track. Because we got a lot of paying back to do after last year. Time to get some paying back. Time to kick ass and take names. But yeah. You know, really crazy offseason. Now, we even got old-ass Adrian Peterson in. So yeah, a future Hall of Famer to help mentor our young running backs. So Kerryon Johnson, Ty Johnson, Bo Scarborough, and DeAndre Swift. And oh yeah, I did hear about the Swift and Okuda jersey numbers. Now I wait for the jerseys to officially ship. Then I can get an unboxing video done. Hooray! So yeah, gonna be an interesting season, you know. But yeah, and of course, you know, we also learned a bit about this fan base here, as this fan base may be reaching NASCAR levels of fan base level of stupidity. Especially when it came to Stafford's positive test for COVID. Only to find out Stafford's positive was as false as my piss. Hell, this fan base was so stupid and didn't understand it, the Lions literally had to release a fucking statement explaining to the fan base what the fuck a false COVID-19 positive is. And here's the kicker. That false positive doesn't come off the board. So, even though Stafford's positive was bullshit, it will still go on the total cases board. So yeah, that's more. In fact, another example of it was I think it was like about a month ago. NFL had 77 positive tests for COVID, only to find out all 77 were false. But guess what? All 77 will still end up on the board. They never get taken off. So yeah, with all that said, that's more than enough evidence to prove that the government is lying about the COVID test. About the COVID cases number. And the death count too. What, am I actually supposed to put fucking effort into that argument? God damn it, fuck my life. But yeah, anyway, getting back on topic. Let's just get this win here. Get that W, get this shit on the right track. Time to take what's ours. And I'll be damned to have a fucking troll named Jackass Tribe stop us. But yeah, anyway, with all this shit that has happened in the off-season, it is all, you know, with no preseason, yeah, I haven't done my playoff predictions yet. So yeah, to end this video off, I'll go ahead and I'll show you my playoff predictions for the AFC and NFC. Don't worry, I've been able to improvise on the go with how this year has gone so far. So yeah, without further ado, let's take a look at the predictions. So starting off, we'll go to the AFC. You know, this year's NFL season, it's really going to be about who can really handle their depth the best. You know, with COVID and injuries and all that. And it's also going to be a challenge to see how teams can adjust with no fans in the crowd at some stadiums. But for the AFC overall, the AFC West and AFC North, I have those going to Kansas City and Baltimore respectively. Those are their divisions for the foreseeable future, unless somebody can step up. The AFC East is going to be an interesting division. I feel like the Bills can pull it off now with Tom Brady now out of New England. I feel like the Bills can now run with the division. And keep in mind, the last time the Patriots didn't have Tom Brady under center for a season was 2008. And the division was won by Miami that year. I'm going to say it's Buffalo's turn to get the division. AFC South, this was an interesting one. It was between Indianapolis and Tennessee. But I feel like Tennessee will once again go 9-7 and continue their streak of consecutive 9-7 seasons. So I have the Colts winning the AFC South, as I think the Houston Texans are going to go into a free fall after blowing that 24-point lead in the playoffs against Kansas City last year. And the AFC wildcards, I'm going to go... I feel like New England with Cam Newton are going to get this thing on track, and I feel like they're going to find a way to sneak in. So I got New England in its wild card along with Pittsburgh, and I got Tennessee sneaking in as the 7th and final wild card at 9-7. Since this year also includes a new playoff format where it's 4 division winners and 3 wild cards, and only the top seed gets a bye from the first round. So we'll have 6 wild card games, 3 for each division. So yeah. Now the NFC is a little interesting. You know, a lot of teams are at the crossroads here. A lot of them in the win now ultimatums. You know, a lot of teams could be blowing it up at the end of the season. You know, it's going to be a different look at NFC next year. So, let's go through the division. So, NFC South, I'm going to go the Saints to win the South. I feel like Dallas has enough to contend to win the NFC East. I just feel like the Cowboys are just the best team in the NFC East because the Eagles took a step back and the Giants and Redskins Washington FC are still rebuilding. NFC North is an interesting one. I'm going to say Minnesota sneaks in and takes a division title. And the NFC West, I feel like a lot of the injuries the 49ers will have early in the season, a lot of their playmakers like Ayuk and Samuel, I feel like that's going to set them back a bit. So I think the Seahawks will take advantage and they'll win the NFC West. And for my wild cards, I'm going to go San Francisco, and I'm going to go Tampa Bay. I feel like Tampa Bay, even though I think they're going to be a disappointment this year under old-ass Tom Brady and old Gronk, I still feel like Tampa Bay will sneak into the playoffs still. And I got Detroit making it as the 7th and final wild card, 7th and final playoff spot. Yes, we're going to try this shit again. But yeah, anyway, those are the playoff predictions. What are your predictions? Let's debate down. But yeah, let's go get this W for week 1. That's all I got to say. Hope everyone's a great day, and yeah, peace out and fuck Judah Tribe.